So I'm just going to start with my eyes first, and I'm going to prime them with this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in Eden, and this is also a base. I love this because it's a really matte. It just makes for a really good base. A little bit goes a long way. So I have no idea what brand this is from. It's just like a really dense dome shaped brush. I've had this brush for years. I think the brand is Crown Brushes, but I haven't gotten any of those in years. I'm sure Morphe has something similar. So this might look a little excessive, but I just need the entire eye to be primed because I don't know how far out I'm gonna go with the eyeshadow. I probably look crazy right now, but you know, just go with it. And I'm just gonna set that with a little bit of Laura Mercier translucent powder. So this is the palette that I'm using today. It's brand new, of course, because I haven't opened any of my new makeup. Just so I can use it in this video for you guys. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. So yeah, still in the box, fresh. Last time I opened this was during our Sephora VIP sale haul. It smells so good. Like every time I open this, I just get peach ring vibes. I used to love that candy when I was little. Well, I still do, but I don't eat candy as often as I used to. So I'm just gonna start with this color at the bottom here, and it's called Summer Yum. So it's like a warm brown shade, and the brush that I'm using is a MAC 224 brush. Really good blending brush. I've mentioned this brush many times, so if you guys don't have it, I highly recommend that you get it if you want to blend out your eyeshadow really nicely. This is really nice. It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, the normal go-to blending shades, well, at least for my skin tone. So like a MAC Brown Script or a Sienna by Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I'm just going to be taking a Morphe E17 brush, and I'm taking the same Summer Yum color, and I'm going to deepen it up just a little bit more in the outer corner and a little bit in the inner corner. So I brought the camera in a tad bit closer because I felt like it was a little too far back. So hopefully this is a little bit better. So I'm just going to be taking the color next to that Summer Yum color, and it's called Puree. So I'm going to try some of that on a 217 brush for MAC and apply that pretty much over top of the Summer Yum color that I just put there. So I'm just going to deepen up the crease with this, kind of building it up. And this is a lot darker on than in the pan, because in the pan it looks like more like a warm, like caramel color, but it's definitely darker now that I'm putting it on my eye, which is what I wanted, because I did want it a little bit deeper. Because looking at this palette, it's not like a bunch of like really deep shades, except like a sparkly black that I'm probably never gonna use because it's just not my style, and I don't think that would complement my skin tone. And they also have a super dark purple in here, which is like a sparkly dark purple. So those are the only super deep colors that are in here. So this puree color is buildable, which is good, I guess, for people who don't want like too out there of colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a brow bone shade. I'm gonna be taking the color Peaches and Cream at the bottom here. It's just a nice matte cream color. I'm just gonna apply that to my brow bone. So for the lid shade, I'm gonna be taking the color Candied Peach right here, and it's like a nice peachy color with some peachy sparkles in it. It almost kind of looks like a matte shade with little glitters in it. So we'll see how it looks on the lid. So I'm just gonna start by applying that like in the center of my eye, and then kind of working it outward. So far, compared to this shade, the matte colors are a little bit tad bit more pigmented than this one that I'm using. I feel like I have to pick up more on the brush to get the color to show up. It's not like terrible, but I can see a difference with the matte shades already. And I think I'm gonna go over top of that shade with 2 more colors just because I'm extra and I want to see how the other ones look. And I'm gonna go in with the color here, which is, I think that says Just Peachy. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with Just Peachy and the color Bellini right here. So I'm gonna mix those two. And I am using a different brush. This is like more of a fluffier brush. This isn't like a flat top brush. It's more fluffy. It's from e.l.f. and it does not have a name on it. It's just from the Silver collection. So I'm just gonna put that here in the middle, right over top of that Candied Peach color. This one's a little bit more pigmented, I'm assuming, because this is like a more true, like shimmery formula, because the Candied Peach is more of a matte color with glitters in it, if that makes sense. So next I'm just gonna go in with the wing liner, and this is the Tarte So Fine eyeliner. Okay, so for now I'm going to move on to the face and go back to the eyes later. I'm going to be taking this old Henriksen Counterbalance Oil Control Hydrator. Although I do have oily skin, I still like to, of course, hydrate it, and this seemed like a good product to try for summer to balance everything out. It's very much like a gel consistency. And then I'm going to go ahead and prime my face with the Givenchy Mattifying Primer. Okay, so I'm going to be taking this Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick. And I have 2 colors. I have the color Chestnut and Walnut. So I'm going to try these 2, see how I like them. I'm not sure which one is my better shade, but knowing my skin, I'm assuming neither one is like the exact perfect shade for me. The lighter one I'll just put in the center, and the darker one I'll put on the outside. So first of all, I love this packaging. So this is the top, and it like has like a twist up packaging, so that's really nice. Chestnut is a little bit darker than Walnut, so I'm just gonna put Walnut in the middle. So I'm just going to take this Makeup Geek foundation stippling brush. I heard that it's better to apply this foundation with a brush instead of a beauty blender. Not sure why, I guess it blends better this way. So I'm just going to blend it out. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of the foundation because I want it to be lighter handed with it to see how it goes on at first. It's definitely medium to full coverage. Well, at least for me it is, or I guess depending on the amount that I just applied at first. Because I don't want to put on too much at first, just in case it went on like too cakey or something. I'm just trying to build it up slowly. So far these colors are both really warm, obviously, because, well, hence the names Walnut and Chestnut. So they're on the warmer side, but I didn't want to get like a cool tone color because the colors darker than this looked almost too cool, to the point where I didn't want to look like muddy. These were the better option for me, but I'm trying not to look orange because that's what I'm getting so far. But we're gonna just, you know, make it work. So this is definitely not a mattifying like foundation, but it's also not dewy either, but it does feel a little bit more hydrating than like my other foundations. I don't know if this is like a summer foundation unless you have like dry skin, of course. Moving on to concealer, I'm going to be taking this Kevyn Aucoin the Sensual Skin Enhancer. So I'm just going to use this as my concealer. This is what the packaging looks like. It's really nice. And this is in the color 13. So I'm just going to take this Morphe E10 brush and apply this under my eyes just a little bit, because I heard a little bit goes a long way with this stuff. And just going to start here. Hopefully I can balance out this orange foundation with this, so we'll see. So I'm just going to take my Morphe G6 brush and blend that out. This is very, very full coverage. I do like it so far, because usually I'm kind of hesitant about putting cream stuff like under my eyes. Well, like in a pot like this, because I usually just go for the concealers that have like a wand. So I'm going to go ahead and set that with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. So I feel like everything is balancing itself out so far. That's why I hate when people say, oh, it was orange in the beginning, but it looked good at the end. Just wait till the end and see. So I'm just going to set my entire face with this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. I recently got this from Ulta and I've been really liking it so far. I mentioned this on our vlog channel when I first bought it, and I said that I'm not too fond of drugstore powders because they usually don't last very long. But this one is a really nice dupe for, well, drugstore dupe of course, for the Makeup Forever Dual Matte Powder. So I really like this. And this is in the color 360 Mocha. And I'm also going to go ahead and apply some bronzer. I'm going to be taking my Guerlain bronzer, the Terracotta bronzer, and the shade number 8. And this is apparently discontinued. Not the bronzer, just the shade. Not sure why, so I need to figure out what color is similar to this one that they have. And a lot of people ask me to find like a dupe for this, or they ask me if it's a dupe for this. And for me personally, I haven't found anything that I like better than this bronzer because it took me so long to find this one. So for right now, I'm going to move back to the eyes, and I'm just going to go underneath the lash line, and I'm going to be taking the color Delectable, and it's this purple shade here. So we're going to see how this looks. It might not be as like purple on camera as it is in the pan, but I'm going to go with it anyway. And I'm going to go back in with Summer Yum and Puree right underneath that. The two warm matte shades that I used in my crease. So I'm going to go underneath that with those two. So I'm just going to apply some mascara really quickly. This is the Maybelline, the Colossal Big Shot Mascara. Just going to apply some of that before I go in with some lashes. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the glue on my lashes to dry, I'm going to be taking this Anastasia Beverly Hills Darkside eyeliner and putting it in my waterline. Okay, so I just applied my lashes, and these are the Salon Perfect 615s. I love these. They feel really lightweight on the eye, but they still give like a nice dramatic flare. So moving back to the face, I'm going to be taking this Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in the shade Peachy Love. And this is a new product from Anastasia. And I'm just going to take this middle color just because I feel like it would possibly suit me the best as opposed to the other two, which are too light. I have not worn blush in forever, so this feels like really odd for me to be putting on blush. Just because I've been feeling like I don't really need any blush, or let's just be honest, I'm just too lazy to add an extra step. And when I do apply blush, I like peachy shades like this, but my favorite is Fever by MAC. Yeah, this is nice. It's not like too much. And I do like matte blushes. If I'm gonna wear a blush, I don't do shimmer blushes, especially because I don't think I feel a need for a shimmer blush and a highlight. It's just too much glitter going on. Speaking of a highlighter, I'm going to be taking this Becca Chrissy palette. This is the Chrissy Teigen palette from Becca. It's probably way too bright on camera, but it's a really like nice marble packaging with like rose gold on the back. So I thought that was really pretty. And look how huge the mirror is on this thing. Like, this is nice. So for a highlight, I'm going to be taking the two bigger shades, and they are called Rose Gold and Beach Nectar. So I'm going to be taking these two, and I feel like they will go well with the peach theme that we have going here. So I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills A23 brush. This is just the highlighter brush that they have. It kind of reminds me of So Hollywood by Anastasia. Okay, so last but not least, we're going to be moving on to lips. And like always, I'm not going to be putting just two things on my lips, of course. That wouldn't be me. So we're going to do lip combo, of course. So I'm going to start with my usual, which is True Brown K from Kylie Cosmetics. Or I will do Chestnut by MAC, whichever one. This is just what I'm using today. So I'm going to line my lips with that first. So next I'm going to be taking Ashton by Anastasia Beverly Hills and applying that over top of True Brown K. And I could leave it like this, but I want it a tad bit more peachy, so I'm going to go in with two more things. So I'm going to be taking Dirty Peach by Kylie Cosmetics. I got this a while ago and I haven't used it. I think I used it maybe once, but I don't even remember when that was. I don't use it often, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to just do like a little tiny bit because this is like a brighter, like lighter peachy nude color. So I'm going to put that in the center. And last but not least, I'm going to be taking one more new product, and this is the Marc Jacobs Enamored High Shine Lip Lacquer. So this is a lip gloss, and this is in the shade 318 Pretty Thing. So I'm going to apply this on top. And this is like a really nice, like, it's not opaque and it's not sheer. It's kind of like a happy medium. I love this shade. And I'm not going to lie, I have used this before. Everything else that's new in this video I've never used before until you just saw. But this I have used, and I'm obsessed with this gloss. It has like a minty feeling and smell also. So I'm obsessed with this gloss, so I will definitely be getting more shades of these. So it's really nice. Okay, so that completes this first impressions chit chat tutorial. I really like most of the new products that I use. Like, I'm obsessed with this Chrissy Teigen palette by Becca. This is really nice. Although I only did use the two highlighter shades, I didn't use the other two. I think one is supposed to be a bronzer and the other is a blush, but the blush has shimmer in it, and you guys know I only like matte blushes. And this Anastasia blush was really nice as well. It wasn't like too much, and it's probably not that super noticeable, which is fine with me because I don't like a bam in your face blush anyway. As for the Sweet Peach palette, I like the matte shades the most. The shimmer shades are a little bit more difficult to work with, in particular the Candied Peach color, because like I said, it's almost like a matte with glitters in it. So it's a little bit tricky to work with, but the look obviously turned out pretty. Like, I love the colors because peachy shades are like my thing. I'm obsessed with like the peachy theme. So the matte colors are like a 10 out of 10, but the shimmer are kind of like maybe like a 5 or a 6 maybe. But it smells amazing, of course. So if you like the smell of peach rings, then you will love this palette. And also, this gloss from Marc Jacobs is so bomb. These are kind of pricey, but they're well worth the price because they go on like so smooth. Like they feel like melted butter on your lips. Like they're not sticky. They're just like the perfect gloss in my opinion. And I'm just obsessed how the lip combo turned out with Ashton by Anastasia and the Dirty Peach color by Kylie. It's like a bomb lip combo. So I'm going to be wearing this a lot more this summer. As for these Hourglass foundations, love the formula. The colors are just tricky to work with for my skin tone. Like most foundations, that's just always going to be my skin because I don't have one like skin tone. Like I have multiple tones in my skin. Well, that's just my body from head to toe. I'm not like one shade all over. It worked out for me because of this, I think. Like the shade, the Kevyn Aucoin Skin Enhancer is bomb. Like this, if you like a full coverage like product that's gonna cover imperfections and just gonna make your under eye area look nice and bright and awake, this is so nice. This is a lot of product, so it's gonna last a really long time. It is on the pricey side, but it's well worth the money. Like I said, as far as this gloss is, I feel like these two are like 10 out of 10. These are like the best two products that I used today as far as like what stood out the most for me. Like I said, I do like the foundation, but I just wish the colors were a little bit more spot on because as you saw, it was looking kind of oompa loompa. But like I said, it worked out with this, so I just ended up blending everything together and it worked out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.